Now let's see how we can create a new project in Android Studio. Now if you start the studio for the first time, you'll see a welcome screen where you get an option to create a new Android project, and you can go through the process through various dialogues. But if you already create one, then we can create through the file, new project. Now you can name your application by any name. Let me say section 1, and you have some company domain, so I can say com dot, or you can simply say and then you can have a package name corresponding to your company domain. Now you can change this to this, nothing hard and fast that you need to keep this only. Now this only needs to be unique, because when you post this to the Google Play, your package name should not conflict with any other app that uses a similar package. So it's safe enough to use your company domain because the domain name is a unique. So in case you use a reverse of a domain name for the package name, so that will be a fair enough chance of a non-conflict with any other package name. So I have my learnskills.co.section1, and this is my project location. Let's go ahead. And now what exactly are you targeting through this app? Now I'm targeting phone and tablet. Then you need to decide on some minimum SDK. Now what exactly is this minimum SDK? Now the minimum SDK is the minimum config phone that can run your app. So if I say the minimum SDK is API 15, so any phone that runs upwards of Android 4.0.3 is able to run your app. So the higher you keep this, if I say I keep this as API 21, so as you can see, it says that your app now will run approximately on 41% approximately of the devices. So if there are 100 phones, approximately 41 will be able to run your app. So we need to target the API that can cover as much as the market as possible. So in case you choose a higher API, you'll be targeting a very small market. In case I say Marshmallow, so just 4.7%. So it's fair enough, or it's safe, or it's better to go with an API that could cover a bigger market. So the recommended or the default that it gives you is the Android API 15 that makes your app to run on approximately 97.4% of the devices. So I think it's a big number, approximately covers the entire range. So we'll go with this. And then there's a whole gamut of activities that you can select and start coding with the activity. So starting with no activity, a basic activity, or an empty activity. So we'll go ahead with an empty activity, since we are not even knowing what exactly this floating action button is. And we'll take up an empty activity. And then you can name this activity. I can say this to be the main activity. Now if you need a layout from the Android itself, you can put down a name here, and you can tick the generate layout file. If you don't require a layout file from the Android and you need to generate yourself, just unclick this. So it's better off to go with an auto-generated activity file, and we can always edit the code that lies within this main file. And what exactly is the backward compatibility? Now as Android has developed, we have new features that come up in new APIs. If you use newer APIs and you want them to be backward compatible with old APIs, we need to have a backward compatibility. Now in order to ensure a backward compatibility of these features with the older APIs, Now it is asking you to tick this so that instead of your activity starting from a plain activity, this will start from an app compat activity. So we'll go ahead with this so that we can add features which are in the newer APIs, and also they are backward compatible, and we can finish this.